The government and Gardaí are not taking the rise of the far right seriously. That's the view of Shane O'Curry, director of the Irish Network Against Racism. Shane, why do you say the government and the Gardaí are not taking the rise of the far right seriously?
Well, I mean, we have seen for the last 5 years a phenomenon where far right actors have been importing US and British tactics, posing as so-called citizen journalists and drawing attention to places where that are either earmarked for housing asylum seekers, or where they spread rumours and misinformation saying that they are going to be. And this is a phenomenon that's been going on for some 5 years now. And in those 5 years, we have seen something like 20 serious arson attacks or 20 serious attempts at arson attacks. And it appears as though nothing has been done about it. I am not aware of any arrests in relation to those arson attacks. And in that period, we have been making representations to Gardaí, along with our colleagues in LGBTQI organisations, in migrant rights organisations, and in the trade union movement, expressing alarm and concern that workers, that ordinary members of the public, including minoritised people, are being the targets of hate and misinformation.
Yeah. Now the Gardaí would say that they have multiple investigations about arson attacks ongoing. Each probe is led by a senior investigating officer, incident rooms with a team of Gardaí working on the cases. So they would absolutely dismiss the suggestion that they're not doing anything about this.
Oh, well, if indeed that's true, that's very heartening to hear, and we look forward to seeing some results of it. But unfortunately, for most of the last 5 years, we haven't seen any results about that. And I should say that following the disturbances and protests in November 2022, our members, people from ethnic minority backgrounds, people who participate in our programs, people who log incidents with us, people with whom we work, our allies and colleagues, have all been expressing heightened levels of fear and concern, and reporting incidents where people are behaving in a hostile manner towards us because of the hostility that has been unleashed by this far-right activism and the incitement that is being promoted by these players.
What about the government? Why are you saying they're not taking it seriously?
Well, it appears to me that it's not that what we're dealing with here is a very serious threat to public order. It's a very serious threat to the social fabric, to societal well-being, and these are very serious crimes, and their impacts on society.
How is the government not doing enough on that?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen evidence of any kind of strategy for tackling the far right, for tackling hate and misinformation, and it seems to me that
there's hate legislation in the pipeline. I mean, you've seen numerous ministers come out and condemn what's happening. Like, it's hard for a government minister to stop an arson attack on a remote premises. To be fair,
I suppose, there's hate crime legislation in the pipeline. There's been a review of the 1989 Prohibition of Incitement to Hatred Act since 2001, and we've been promised hate crime legislation.
The hate legislation is going through the Oireachtas. Just in relation, the attack, for example, in Connemara, Gardaí are saying, the Garda sources are saying that it was locals, that was a local attack, that it wasn't far right activists who were behind that attack.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll have to take their word for it, because I actually don't know the detail about the incident in Connemara, so I couldn't really comment with any authority about that.
How big is the far right, do you think? You're saying they're not taking the rise seriously. How big is the far right in Ireland?
Well, I'm not sure exactly, but I think that there are the numbers in a couple of hundred people who are actors. I think that the hardcore significant actors is smaller than that, but they're extremely well resourced. They have refined their tactics, and these people are engaging in what are clearly breaches of the 1989 Prohibition and Incitement to Hatred Act. They are effectively painting targets on people's backs. And the impacts of these on communities are, it's really hard to understate. It's very, they are causing a climate of fear. And all of us in the society deserve to live in a society where we're not afraid to go out, where we're not afraid to bring our children to school, where where we can live with our neighbours.
Shane O'Curry, Director of the Irish Network Against Racism, thank you for talking to Newstalk Breakfast this morning.